Welcome to this YouTube channel, Real Talks TV, and welcome to the show Real Talks with Tim Tiger, where we keep it real, no cherry picking, no sugar coating. We just say it as it is. Yet another, we're going to be talking about yet another issue, very significant to the country. All right, our AAC presidential candidate, Omoyele SOWORE, was arrested by the DSS at the early hours of Saturday the 3rd. Early hours at about 1:25 a.m. and this triggered a whole lot of comments from different persons, so many Nigerians. All right, we are going to preview it. You know, that's like our culture. We just check what people have to say, and while we wait for you the viewers that have not said anything. Okay, first on our list here we have the president, founder of Omega Family, Apostle Professor Johnson Suleiman. He said, first of all, he said peaceful protest is okay, but not revolution. Secondly, he said, heard about the planned revolution planned for August 5 or so. I condemn it. Revolution is forceful overthrow of government, and it's not democratic. Omoyele SOWORE has been arrested. Though he has written some rubbish about me, I call for his immediate release. I really appreciate the fact that he was trying to, strike a balance between what it seems like SOWORE wanted to do and what he really wanted to do. SOWORE actually wanted to carry out a peaceful protest. He didn't mean to harm anybody, because I watched his interview where he made the demands, what he wanted. He listed them out.
We want a democratic and effective end to the killings. We want an end to systemic corruption. We want a total system change. We want the immediate implementation of the 30,000 naira as a minimum wage as agreed. And also we want education as a right and not a privilege. In essence, we want a collapse of the current fees that has made it impossible for the overwhelming majority of our youth to have access to education. These are the issues that we expect a responsible regime to address. Our rules of engagement are every member, everybody that is part of this movement must observe that this movement is a peaceful movement. This movement is not a violent movement. A revolution is not a violent process. A revolution starts from the mind, and from tomorrow our minds are liberated. This is a peaceful protest. We are aware that some police officers have been infiltrating the ranks and trying to urge people to throw stone or to be.
But I think this Apostle Suleiman's comment was being on a sentimental ground. I'm sorry for those that might get angry, but I mean, let's keep it real. I didn't see any reason why he had to bring it out that he has said whatever he calls rubbish. I think that's just what he wanted to depict. Though he has said rubbish about me, for me that shouldn't come out. It's not significant, in my opinion. Then Ayula Balogun on Facebook says the revolution starts from simple protests. You don't shout revolution and expect the government to sit down look. Mumu. Mr. Integrity on Twitter said they arrested SOWORE as a representative measure in anticipation that he will commit a crime. Isn't that strange? Okay, why can't DSS just arrest all Fulani headsmen in advance, just in case they have plans to commit a crime in the future? He said this is an insane country. Hashtag revolution. Okay. Then we have from the cable. I'm not going to read this headline. They say flashback 2011 General Buhari called for a revolution. All right, that's for that, because the presidency was about to claim, or rather was claiming, that the revolution movement was treasonable. Yeah, treasonable. Okay. Then we have a son speaking. I'm going to put up his video later because he spoke at length. I'll do just a headline. Son Demi Falana, that's the father of the popular rapper Faz, a human rights lawyer and senior advocate of Nigeria, son Demi Falana, says protest marches in Nigeria are not treasonable offenses. All right. We also had a comment from Chidi Odin Kalu on Twitter. He said, Democracy doesn't run like this. You run a democracy based on disagreement and dialogue. SOWORE has not stoned anybody. He has not wielded a knife. He doesn't carry a gun. He's killed nobody. He just wants to do a demonstration. Let the man go. You don't have to agree with him. That's what I had another one. Okay, from the same person, Chidi Ding Kalu on Twitter said, he said, so at Yele SOWORE wants to do revolution now, and he's vanished. At IG_Wala bagged 7 years for peaceful protest. At Samuel Ogundipe is charged for writing a story. At Ohimais, at Kakaki Social is banished off air. At Dadiyata is vanished for Kwankwasiya. Is this still democracy? Someone's posted this. He said your government begs and dialogue with killers, bandits, and Boko Haram with billions, but can arrest whoever questions her cluelessness. Think. Okay, so let's cut to the chase. SOWORE call for a revolution. First of all, it's not treasonable. Like I said, we'll see that. I mean, when we start hearing some opinions from experts like Demi Falana, he isn't just a lawyer, he's a senior advocate. So I think we will not even be arguing that again. He stated acts and some sections in the constitution that prove that using the word revolution has never been and is not a treasonable offense. So we are not going to be arguing that at all. Then let me not forget to quickly put it out that the presidency later revealed why they arrested SOWORE. President Muhammadu Buhari's aide on social media matters, Laurenta Onoche, has commended the arrest of AC presidential candidate Omoyele SOWORE by operative of the Department of State Services DSS. Reacting, Onoche on her Twitter page said DSS saved SOWORE from harming himself during the protests. Someone says that's strange, and someone said the countries. I think we saw that from Mr. Integrity. He said, okay, why can't DSS just arrest all the Fulani herdsmen? This is insane. So we are not going to be arguing as to whether using the word revolution was wrong or was a treasonable offense. We are not going to see how relevant it is. Was it really relevant? I think it was. The country is in a state of big mess. When I was in camp, NYC camp, some men came from ICPC to address us on 1 or 2. They said we shouldn't do this, we shouldn't do that. If not, we'll be persecuted. If not, we'll be punished. And somebody asked the question and said, when a governor commits a crime and it's obvious, even to the blind that this is a crime, but why aren't they persecuted? The man replied saying that, okay, the governor are serving the country, so they are allowed to finish their tenure before they are persecuted. And I asked myself, are we not dead in this country? Now listen, the problem here is not an individual problem, it's an institutional problem. It's a system, okay? And the system needs to be revisited from the foundation. That's why I strongly stand with SOWORE. When he was campaigning, he said if he becomes the president, we are going to revisit the constitution, because the constitution is funny. Like, how does the constitution just say a governor that commits an obvious crime is being left alone for him to finish service? Does that even make any sense? But if an NYC comment back does anything, trust me, they are going to go for it big time. So it's simple. The system is a system that only sees the poor, the vulnerable, and the helpless, and doesn't listen to them, doesn't care about them. So when SOWORE called for a revolution, trust me, it was necessary. It was called for. It wasn't treasonable. It was just a peaceful protest. All you needed to do was listen to what he has to say. I just really want to say this is hypocrisy. It has not taken us anywhere, and it will not. The earlier we start revisiting our foundation, the earlier we start questioning so many things and stop answering questions, the better for us. Well, it's my opinion while I wait for yours. Alright, remember you just read us with Team Tiger, where we keep it real, no sugar coating, no cherry picking, where we say it as it is. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to follow, don't forget to like our page. What's the position of
I've read the statement, and I think the extrapolation of the police is quite embarrassing. And I'm sure the meaning ascribed to the protest or revolution by the police is likely to have embarrassed the government, because neither under the Criminal Code Act nor under the Terrorism Act is the war revolution criminalized. In 2015, after the general elections in 2015, the APC was proud and happy when it was said that it had led the Nigeria's democratic revolution, which unseated the PDP. In May this year, there was a debate in the National Assembly. And I think, the Senate debated Senator Utazi's motion. Calling on the legislators to ensure that a looming revolution in Nigeria was nipped in the bud. And there were candidates during the last election who were asking Nigerians to cause a revolution on the day of the presidential election by unseating the APC. So it's not the word revolution or whatever that will lead to a crime in the country. Treason and treasonable felonies, as well as terrorism, are clearly defined under our law. Treason is the levying of war to intimidate the president or governor of a state, while treasonable felony is the formation of the intention to remove the president of your country during his term of office, otherwise than by constitutional means. I have read the demands of the organizers of this protest, and I cannot identify any aspect of it that can be classified as terrorism or treasonable. In any case, sections 39 and 40 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria have recognized the fundamental right of every Nigerian to assemble with others and protest against or for the government. Incidentally, when General Muhammadu Buhari and other leaders of the defunct AMPP had their rally in Kano disrupted on September 22, 2003, I was briefed to challenge the action of the police. And from the Federal Court to the Court of Appeal, we won the case. And that was when the court declared police permit for rallies illegal and unconstitutional in Nigeria. In fact, the law has now gone beyond that. By 2015, the National Assembly amended the Electoral Act to the fact that, notwithstanding the provisions of the Public Order Act and other laws in the country, during protest, the police shall provide security for the conveners and the participants. So what is required of the Nigerian police force tomorrow is to ensure that the protesters are protected. And I have issued a public statement where I call on the Inspector General of Police to direct the commissioners of police in each of the states where the rallies are likely to take place to ensure that the participants are protected in accordance with the law. It's not what I say, it is what the law says. The law says Nigerians have the right to protest for or against the government. And the last protest, the last street protest led by General Muhammadu Buhari, the current president, was on the 19th of November 2014, where he and other leaders of the APC protested against the security of the country. So if other Nigerians are protesting against the worsening insecurity in the country tomorrow, if they are protesting and demanding job creation for our army of unemployed youths, if they are challenging income disparity in the country, and if they are demanding the payment of the 30,000 naira minimum wage and others, those demands cannot be classified as mutinous or treasonable. Therefore, there is no cause for alarm. All those who had planned to take part in the protests should not be deterred, because the police will be required to protect them. No more, no less. We are not a conquered people. The police and the state security service will have to appreciate that we are not a conquered people. Therefore, you cannot continue to terrorize Nigerians by invoking the provisions of the Terrorism Act or the Criminal Code Act. I recall an incident, I think this was 1992, May 19, 1992, whereby 5 of us were charged with treasonable felony under the Ibrahim Babangida junta. And what was the offense? That we had published posters, we had pasted posters around the country asking for an end to military dictatorship. Of course, we defended ourselves. The late Chief Gani Fawemi and I defended ourselves and our colleagues, and we told the court, we made the point abundantly clear that those who should be charged, standing trial for treasonable felony, for treason, were the ones charging us with treasonable felony. And that we have the fundamental right to demand for democracy in our country. Happily, we're enjoying democracy today, and we're not going to allow any group of people in and outside government to wipe out or abridge or abrogate those rights that we have won in Nigeria.